Nani Studios is Bundy from Long Beach, California. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Go ahead.
I'm Nani.
I'm Derek.
I'm Kelsey.
Now, Bundy, you guys are pretty new to the local music scene. You've been together for a little over a year, and already you have 2 EPs, and you've been playing a lot of shows. Could you go ahead and give us a little insight as to your experiences so far, especially coming from your hometown in Long Beach, which I hear can be a little bit of a tough crowd to break into?
Go ahead, man. Take it away.
Yeah, Long Beach is tough, man. There's a lot of bands there. There's a lot of really good musicians in Long Beach. I could name them off for like an hour. They're amazing people. And all the venues there are really good too. So finding our niche has been really hard, especially because we're not quite a certain specific sound. So it's been hard to break in because we don't want to be playing with reggae bands anymore. Like when we first started.
It's a little different.
Yeah. But so Long Beach has been very welcoming now, especially places like Fort Street Vine, which is an amazing venue. Jim there has always been very kind to us and allowed us to book the place.
A lot of people coming back, they'll come back and say, "Oh, I recognize that song. Glad you played it this time," kind of thing. It's cool. It's cool.
It's always really cool when someone tells me, like the other day, someone told me that their boyfriend or their husband was listening to our music, like on his own. I didn't make him do it. And he was listening to it. So yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
Now, going to your sound, you guys have been compared to bands like Talking Heads, Television. What are some ways that you try and stand out as an indie punk band?
I don't know. I think we just try and put everything kind of as pop forward as possible with keeping it kind of, rich with an indie influence. We definitely just play as loud and hard as we can to kind of just put an impression in people's minds and lose our mind on stage. But
so you focus a lot on energy.
A lot of it too is we're very influenced by a lot of those bands just naturally by growing up and listening to it, and a lot of other influences as well from like metal and jazz and everything. But so when we got together, our style was completely different. Actually, we wanted to sound more like rock and roll, like Courtney Barnett or something. Yeah. And then just being naturally playing together, we created a completely different sound, and one I didn't expect at all, which is great.
It's definitely evolved from where we were. We were kind of more garagey sound at the beginning, and it's kind of definitely evolved.
So probably one of the most compelling aspects to your music would be your lyricism. You guys have a variety of subjects, including, mostly centered around struggle and hardship. Do you think you could give us a little bit of insight as to some of the personal experiences that very well might have influenced your lyrics?
It's all this guy.
So, Nani, so you do most of the writing, correct?
That's right.
So this is definitely
I didn't have a great childhood. I definitely wasn't like that bad. People have it way worse than I do.
Everyone compares.
But I definitely grew up with a different, much more depressed mentality on things. So I can't listen to like Green Day or something lyrically because I just can't associate myself with it. And a lot of the music that we do listen to, it's a lot more lyrically heavy,
definitely
with a lot more substance. And I think that's very important to me to convey emotion and substance in a song, because I just can't do that. I can't write pop lyrics.
We really introspective music.
Yeah.
We're
I think that's something we can all relate on.
We're very deep.
And you definitely, I think, encompass this, especially in your first EP, Confused. So, it really shows.
Thanks.
People actually listen to him too. Like, there's been shows where random people will go up to him, "Oh, when you said this or that in your song," and oh wow, people are actually listening to what you say, and
which
not
makes
just
me really
noise.
nervous because the more people listen to it, the more they're going to be like, "Oh shit, that guy's crazy." Not crazy. What is he like? He's a very sad person. But I'm not.
He masked it very well.
Yeah. So recently, I think just this past January, you guys put out your most recent album, Bundy 6, which is a pleasure to listen to.
Thank you.
However, your title is interesting. Can you kind of break down the stylistic choice behind using Roman numerals and symbols in your title as opposed to words?
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't really come together on a name for it. We didn't really want to name after one of the songs because all the songs were they're very individual, not really conceptually across the board the same theme. So we just wanted to name it however many songs it was and kind of try to change it up to match what we felt like the song was.
I think for me, the songs are so separate from each other in terms of the themes of them. There's, one like Silverlight, which we're playing, is about a child who was abused and takes revenge. And then there's another one about, actually, you know what? I think abuse is the main theme of that one. So maybe we should call it abused. Yeah.
No, well, like in the forest isn't.
Right.
That's not.
Yeah.
That doesn't have anything to do with abuse.
So, anyways, every song was a different theme. So I didn't want to have any of it thought out like as a whole of a one piece. I wanted every song to be thought of as individual things.
So then why the symbols, though? Is it just sort of like...
Well, we didn't want the number 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We didn't want just straight lines.
Yeah, so each symbol is representative of each song.
Yeah, basically. Otherwise, it would feel too cohesive, and we didn't feel like that was really
The album wasn't
feel
cohesive.
from the cohesive or from the album.
So going to your sound, you guys don't like labels, but you could be identified as an indie sort of post-punk band. Do you guys have any of your own personal philosophies you bring to the genre, and how might that influence your music?
Yeah, totally. We definitely have our own thing in there. Every song that we write has an idea behind it that's supposed to change your mentality, or you just open your eyes to a certain hardship or an idea. And in the sense of punk music, a lot of punk music has always been very political and game changing in a way.
Right.
And I feel like with that punk theme, post-punk theme, I'm allowed to have the space vocally to be able to say a lot of those things.
So, I hate to bring up this awesome interview to a close, but before we head upstairs and hear what you guys are made of, what's new or what's coming up next for Bundy?
We're working on another record. It's going to be
Already?
another 6 songs, yeah.
Awesome.
We've been in the studio for a couple months now, and we're putting a lot more effort into it. When we did 6, it was very we kind of rushed it a bit. We just wanted to have some
Something to get us
well-produced
out the
music.
door.
Yeah. Up. And this, we're really taking our time, putting a lot of production into it, and it's shaping up.
The songs are much heavier as well. They're not heavy in terms of like tone but like in terms of lyrically and ideologically.
It feels very cohesive across the board. Yeah, we're really excited about it.
It should be out in November.
Yeah.
Awesome.
November.
All right, you guys,
late
look
November.
out.
Yeah.
They're coming. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Nani, Derek, and Kelsey. Let's go upstairs, okay?
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's too much for you to handle.
the big time.